Hello everyone, in this tutorial I am going to show you how you can create a simple Navbar using HTML and CSS. So this is really easy. So here you can see we have a simple HTML structure. So inside the body I am going to mention a tag called nav. Then inside this nav I am going to have some anchor tag. So let me just give a hash here. After that I am going to copy this anchor tag and I will paste it 1 2 3 4 and 5 times. So here first I'm going to say here home, this will be let's say products, then here I'm going to say about us, this will be contract, this one will be let's say login, and this will be register. So right now if we just save this and if we open this in the browser, there you can see it will look like this. So we are going to make some design for this. So let's go back to our code. And right now we'll go inside the head section, and in the head section we're going to say here style, and first of all we're going to make a design for the anchor tag. So the anchor tag is inside the nav tag, so I'm going to say here nav, then the anchor tag, then I'll give to second bracket. So here I'm going to say text decoration, it will be none. So what this will do is that it will remove the underscore sign from here. If we now refresh, there you can see there is no underline here. So right now let's just fix the design a little bit. Let's add some padding here, and let's also change the color as well. So let's go back, and here I'm going to say font size, it will be let's say 17px. Let's say the text color, it will be yellow. Then we are going to say here margin right, it will be 15px, and let's also say here margin top, it will be 5px. So margin right and margin top will create some gap on the right side and also at the top side. If we now save it, then refresh here, there you can see it become yellow. So let's add a background color here. So let's go back, and here you can see those anchor tag is inside the nav tag. So we're going to write some CSS for this nav tag. So here we just need to say nav, then to second bracket we're going to say background color, it will be sky blue, and let's also mention a height. Let's say height will be 60px. If we now save this, then if we refresh here, there you can see there is a background here, and there you can see there is some white space here. So let's remove this. So for it, what we need to do is here we're going to give a star, then to second bracket we're going to say here margin, it will be 0, then we'll say here padding, it will be 0. Save it, then refresh here, there you can see there is no space or gap right now. So let's have this inside the center. So in order to have it inside the center, what we need to do is inside this nav we're going to say display, it will be flex, then we'll say here justify content, it will be center, then we'll say here align item, it will be center as well. If we save it, then refresh here, there you can see everything is in the center. So right now let's go and add a logo here. So in order to add the logo, I already have an image here. You can see the image size is quite big. So here inside the nav we are going to mention the image tag, then in the source I am going to say here nature.jpg. So I am going to say here nature.jpg, and let me just change the width. Let's say width will be 60px, let's just say 60. If we now save, then refresh here, there you can see we have the image here. So let's have the image a little bit over here. So for it, let's go back, and we're going to write some CSS for this image tag, or we can say here class. Let's say class name will be logo, and let's write some CSS for this class logo. So since this is a class, inside the style we need to say here logo, then to second bracket, and I'm going to say this one margin right and margin top. Let's say margin right will be 15px and top will be 5px. If we now save it, then refresh here, there you can see the images over here. If you want to move it a little bit, we can say here 30 instead of 15. Save it again, then refresh, and there you can see And let's do one more thing, that is when we take our cursor on the menu, let's change the color. So let's go back, and here those are inside the anchor tag. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say here nav anchor clone hover, then we'll give to second bracket, and when hover the color will change to, let's say it will be white, or let's just say red. You can give different color if you want. If you now save, then refresh here, take my cursor here, there you can see it become red. And instead of background color sky blue, you can say here, I think black will look good. Let's say here background color will be black, then refresh, and there you go. So right now let's go and make some design for the login and register option. Those options should have a different design. So for it, let's go back, and here you can see the login option here. So inside this login anchor tag, we're going to say class. Let's say class name will be login. So let's go inside the style section. We are going to say here dot login, then to second bracket, we're going to say here background color for the login. Let's say it will be green. Then we're going to add a small padding. Let's say padding will be 4px, and we want it. Okay, let me just show you. If you now save it, then refresh, there you can see it look like this. So let's just make it round, the background. So for it, we need to say here border radius, it will be, let's say 10%. If you now save it, then refresh, there you can see it become round. And I think the text size is too big for this login. Let's just make it a little smaller. Let's say it will be font size, it will be 10px. If we now refresh, there you can see it look like this. I think 10px is too small. Let's make it 14px, and let's just write the same thing for the register button as well. So here I'm going to say class, it will be register, and let's write some CSS for this. So here I'm just going to say here dot register, then to second bracket, and right now I will copy this code from the login and paste it inside the register. And let's say for register the color will be sky blue, padding is fine, border okay, everything is fine. If we now save it, then refresh, there you can see we have this login and register option. And I think the logo should be a little bit over here. So let me just go back, and here you can see for the logo, let's say instead of 30, let's say 130. Save it, refresh. Okay, this is fine. So this is how you can create a simple Navbar using HTML and CSS. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to follow and understand. If you have any question, or if you want to make any suggestion what type of video I should make next, just comment below. I will check it and give you a reply. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials.